All right, welcome everybody to our latest edition of Market Wrap. As you can see, we're back to the office, coming to you from Philly with our new normal. A few days at the pool, a few days at the office. I'm starting to get used to, I'm starting liking the new normal. Staff is still pretty minimal, but we are doing some very active trading. So today we're going to talk about 3 watches that came in last week, and it's going to follow a similar theme, so we'll get to it. The first one is the Tudor GMT. A lot of people call this Diet Pepsi. It was a new introduction, classic sport model, dual color GMT, just a great piece. And again, at a price point that I think is fantastic. I mean, the retails in the high 4s, they're trading right around there on the secondary market. Really hard to come by. It's a rare that we see a pre-owned one because people tend to keep it. But it's a great piece to have the collection. And when you compare the value of this piece to the Rolex version, it's basically 3 times as much. So I think this is an excellent piece to have in the collection and just a great look for Tudor. The second piece we're going to hit on today is actually a Rolex Cellini. And you very rarely hear about Cellini. It's kind of the stepchild of the Rolex family. But the one that we're talking about today is the 50535 Moonphase. So it's a Cellini case, got the hobnail bezel, screw down case. The beauty of Cellini that people forget is it's still a Rolex. It's a water resistant case. It's built to be worn every day, but it's a dressier look. The Moonphase piece is awesome. Again, not one you see a lot of, so something we love to have come in. And the last piece is one of my all-time favorites. It is a white gold Submariner, or as we all know, the Smurf. It's something that got introduced. Everybody knows the steel Submariner. Everybody loves the steel Submariner. The white gold version just has a great weight. The color's like nothing else Rolex makes. And it's something that we're seeing less and less of lately. It's one of those things that if you do own it, it's something you'll probably keep for a long time. It is definitely on my list to acquire one of these days. I'm torn between the Smurf and the white gold GMT, but the coloring on the Smurf is just amazing. So the main theme today is Rolex. It's Rolex, Rolex, Rolex. We are getting more Rolex activity than we've seen almost ever. Everybody seems to be getting back into it. People are trading, people are selling, people are buying. I've been a Rolex guy my whole life. I've been selling Rolexes from the 80s. Apparently I was ahead of my time. Rolex builds a huge volume of watches, but they always stand the test of time. They're classic. They're built to be a tool watch. They're a daily driver. They're meant to last generationally. And the reason I wanted to talk about Rolex today is because this weekend is Father's Day. Father's Day is one of my all-time favorite holidays. Why? I'm a dad. I have 3 boys. I have my own foursome. I'm one of those annoying dads who will bore anyone to death with stories of my kids. But we get to spend a day celebrating having the best job in the world. There's nothing I love more than being a dad. And a connection that I have with my kids and I had with my dad is watches. And maybe you don't think of this immediately, but we celebrate family here. And the watches become part of my family. My kids are starting to get into it. My dad was a watchmaker. I have his watches. When I wear one of his watches or when I look at one of his watches, it gives me a personal collection to my dad, even though he's gone 10 years now. And I'm hoping one day my kids will have that same connection to me. I love the idea of gifting a watch. A watch makes a connection between generations, between family. I gave my father-in-law a Batman that I wear as well. He loves it. He wears it so proudly. I know one day his grandson, my son Matthew, will probably get that watch, and he will treasure it because it was Pop-Up's watch. So there's value in the watch. Yes, it's worth money. There's nothing like the value of the appreciation of knowing who owned it, gifting it to that person, having them wear it every day, be proud of what they wear, and then giving it to the next generation and it comes back. We talk about value, we talk about trading all the time, but there's really an emotional attachment we get to these watches, and the dividends you'll get by gifting a Rolex or passing one to your son is just amazing and something I don't think we'll ever replace. So the last piece we're going to talk about today is values. So we're going to veer a little bit off Rolex just to round it out, but the one we love right now is the Omega Speedy, the 42. There's a lot of rumors out there that they're going to be coming out with a new generation of it. I assume we will see the older ones be collectible. They've been made for 100 years. The new version is awesome. It's 42 millimeters. Has a see-through crystal back. Again, it's in a price range that's super affordable and will never go out of style. So that's one we like going forward. We're also becoming very enamored with Moser these days. You're seeing more and more of them. They make beautiful fume dials. It's a beautiful watch. It's something that I think is underappreciated, but it's starting to get momentum. You can see more and more people paying attention. I think that's something that will get there. And the last piece that is my all-time favorite is Rolex GMTs. So we're gonna finish on the Rolex. I wear my Batman. I love the early Pepsis. I love the Cokes. They have come back a little bit in the last couple months, so I think now is a good time to get into it. And again, hopefully buy one, gift one, pass it down to your son, hopefully have a great time with it. So again, to wrap up, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Hopefully you have an amazing day with your family, and everybody please still stay safe.